Wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something. The measure of a man is what he does with power. At the touch of love, everyone becomes a poet. Courage is knowing what not to fear. One of the penalties for refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors. Justice means minding your own business and not meddling with other men's concerns. Ignorance, the root and stem of all evil. The heaviest penalty for declining to rule is to be ruled by someone inferior to yourself. Ideas are the source of all things. Knowledge which is acquired under compulsion has no hold on the mind. Therefore, do not use compulsion, but let early education be rather a sort of amusement. No one is a friend to his friend who does not love in return. The first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself. To be conquered by yourself is of all things most shameful and vile. I exhort you also to take part in the great combat, which is the combat of life, and greater than every other earthly conflict. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. The direction in which education starts a man will determine his future. Love is born into every human being. It calls back the halves of our original nature together. It tries to make one out of two and heal the wound of human nature. The heaviest thing in the universe for a man to bear is his conscience. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. A good decision is based on knowledge and not on numbers. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Rhetoric is the art of ruling the minds of men. Knowledge, which is divorced from justice, may be called cunning, but not wisdom. Do not train a child to learn by force or harshness, but direct them to it by what amuses their minds, so that you may be better able to discover with accuracy the peculiar bent of the genius of each. Opinion is the medium between knowledge and ignorance. To prefer evil to good is not in human nature, and when a man is compelled to choose one of two evils, no one will choose the greater when he might have the less. The greatest mistake in the treatment of diseases is that there are physicians for the body and physicians for the soul, although the two cannot be separated. The just man is the happy man, for the unjust man is never happy. Necessity is the mother of invention. We are twice armed if we fight with faith. Astronomy compels the soul to look upward and leads us from this world to another. Philosophy begins in wonder. Those who tell the stories rule society. The excessive increase of anything causes a reaction in the opposite direction. He who commits injustice is ever made more wretched than he who suffers it. The cure of many diseases remains unknown to the physicians of Hellos. Wit is the salt of conversation, not the food. Thinking the talking of the soul with itself. There will be no end to the troubles of states or of humanity itself, till philosophers become kings in this world, or till those we now call kings and rulers really and truly become philosophers. The community which has neither poverty nor riches will always have the noblest principles. When a good man is hurt, all who would be called good must suffer with him. He who steals a little steals with the same wish as he who steals much, but with less power. No law or ordinance is mightier than understanding. The soul takes nothing with her to the next world but her education and her culture. At the beginning of the journey to the next world, one's education and culture can either provide the greatest assistance or else act as the greatest burden to the person who has just died. Those who are too smart to engage in politics are punished by being governed by those who are dumber. The penalty good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. Which quote was your favorite? Leave a comment below. Most men learn these lessons too late, so do not miss out on the opportunity.